Right now, President Biden back in Wisconsin discussing his economic plan. We're live in Milwaukee with today's visit.
Also, with the death toll continuing to rise in Hawaii, how the Red Cross in Wisconsin says you can help them with relief efforts.
And later, with many parents struggling to find affordable childcare, how the Henry Vilas Zoo is helping out with the problem. Welcome to News 3 Now. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news out of Devil's Lake State Park, where a large team of first responders is responding to a major fall.
On News 3 Now's Armand Rahman is live at the scene. And Armand, what have you learned in these last few minutes?
Yeah, guys, we arrived here about an hour ago, and that's about when the first responders were called. You can see behind me there's a line of emergency responders, which include Baraboo EMS and the Sauk County Coroner's Office. Now, I spoke to a conservation warden with the DNR off camera just a few minutes ago, and he tells me that they got reports that someone fell on the west bluff of Devil's Lake State Park from an unknown height. They're concentrating their efforts right now in a rocky area. He had no information about the potential condition of this person, but he did say that they are considering it a recovery mission. However, the coroner will make the final determination. And then reportedly that person, he says, got separated by a group of hikers. But again, that's all the information that we know at this point right now at the west bluff of Devil's Lake State Park. Stay tuned to us at News 3 Now and online at channel3000.com for the latest. For now, sending it back to you.
Armand, thank you. Temperatures feeling more like September than August today. Let's check the first one forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano.
Yeah, Charlotte, it was beautiful today, and that includes right now. We are continuously seeing very clear skies, and the temperatures just about perfect. 76 degrees, almost full sunshine. Northwest wind is 6 miles per hour, not being a huge factor. Now, looking at the current temperatures across the area, some places are in the lower 80s, but all of southern Wisconsin feeling very nice right now. And this is going to continue for the next couple of days before we see hot temperatures a little bit later as we get towards the weekend and next week. But let's still talk about right now because it's very nice with wind speeds under 10 miles per hour. And as I just showed you, the temperatures well in the 70s for a lot of areas. Current radar completely clear, not just in southern Wisconsin, but really all of Wisconsin. But that wasn't the case for yesterday. Here's a look at some of the rainfall totals from the storms. Really just a ton of rainfall we saw in general. The highest totals were just north of Madison, where over 3 inches had fallen. Now for this evening, it's going to remain very clear with temperatures pretty comfortable. Might get a little bit chilly towards the later evening and into tomorrow morning, with lows dropping into the upper 50s. But this evening will drop to the upper 60s. Now we are going to get pretty hot as we head towards the weekend and for a good portion of next week. I'll talk more in detail about that coming up later in the show.
I came to office determined to move away from the trickle-down economics and to focus on the middle class. Because I said when the middle class does well, everybody does well. Everybody does well.
President Biden stopped in Milwaukee today, touting his economic policies and their impacts on Wisconsin and the nation. The visit is the latest stop in the president's Bidenomics tour of the country.
And it comes as he and Vice President Kamala Harris, who also visited Wisconsin earlier this month, gear up for their re-election campaign in 2024. For more on today's visit, we go to political reporter Will Keneally, who is live in Milwaukee, where he listened in on the president's speech today. Will?
Eric and Charlie, we heard a little bit of a rebranding from President Biden today as we move away from the pandemic. And President Biden says that that translates to an economic message. So for him, he says, think of it like Bidenflation during the pandemic. He wants to turn that into Bidenomics, which the president says is about job growth. Now, Wisconsin is an important swing state next year, and whoever wins Wisconsin will likely win the White House. So here's how Biden framed it for Wisconsinites.
Wages are growing faster than inflation. Folks, that's Bidenomics. It's about growing an economy by strengthening the middle class. It's in stark contrast to the conservative Republican view, the so-called MAGA view, which is focused on corporate profits.
So this is as Biden is gearing up for re-election, but also as Republicans are meeting next week in this exact city for their first presidential primary debate. Now, political scientists that we spoke to earlier in the week said that the president can essentially just run on his own record right now. He doesn't have to worry about the Republicans as they kind of fight it out through the primary process. Now, we'll provide you full coverage next week of that first primary debate. Reporting in Milwaukee, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Oh, well, thank you. And state lawmakers on both sides of the aisle reacting to the president's visit today. And Governor Evers tweeting this out earlier, quote, "We are working to build the 21st century infrastructure we need to support a 21st century workforce and a 21st century economy. And thanks to the continued leadership of President and his administration, I know that together we will. Now, meanwhile, Republican Congressman Brian Stiles sharing his doubts with the president's policy, saying, quote, Bidenomics isn't working. Wisconsin families are spending $709 more every month than they did 2 years ago. President Biden's visit today is just a reminder that everyone is paying more for their everyday needs after the Inflation Reduction Act passed 2 years ago. Now, for everything related to the president's visit, go to channel3000.com. And don't forget to download the News 3 Now News app. With it, you can get alerts right to your phone when a story breaks. It is free to download to both the iOS and Android devices. Just search News 3 Now in your app store. Homes and businesses in Hawaii continue to go up in flames as wildfires claim lives. Hawaiian officials say this is the deadliest natural disaster the state has ever experienced.
Catherine Merck shows us how crews from Wisconsin are responding with much needed aid.
For days, we've seen the destruction.
In Maui, as investigators are trying to figure out what caused the fire to start.
It's heartbreaking seeing the videos.
As of Tuesday, 7 people from Wisconsin are joining in on relief efforts in Hawaii. 3 are from the southwest portion of the state.
We're working on providing, breakfast, lunch, and dinner to these folks. Dormitory management, just taking care of, what their needs are.
The Red Cross typically responds to disasters like this, but having these fires on an island hundreds of miles away only adds to the problem.
Normally with a hurricane situation, like when we have it on the coast or something, people can go to another state, they can go to another area. This is an island. And a lot of folks, they don't have another place to go.
That means even the smallest donations will go a long way.
That could be as simple as just a toiletry kit that may have, a toothbrush, a shampoo, a washcloth, a comb, a razor. I mean, just little things like that can help with just a $10 donation.
As we continue to watch the videos of what's been lost, it's important to remember that you can help from home.
We're there to help support those folks.
If you would like to help people affected by the fires, you can get in touch with the Red Cross. You can donate by calling this number here or 1-800-HELP-NOW. More information is going to be on our website at channel3000.com.
The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office has identified the man killed in a crash on West Washington Avenue last week. 32-year-old Cortez Brooks of Fitchburg was pronounced dead at the scene of a crash last Thursday near the intersection of South Broome Street and West Washington Avenue. The crash was reported at around 12:25 in the morning. Officials said Brooks died of injuries sustained in the crash. An investigation is ongoing.
Dane County Sheriff's deputies arrested a man yesterday in connection with an overdose death earlier this year. Law enforcement officials say the 32-year-old Fitchburg man sold drugs to a 33-year-old Stoughton man that caused his death. Deputies were called to a home in the town of Dunkirk in February where the Stoughton man and a woman were found unresponsive. Narcan was given to both, reviving the woman but not the man. The Fitchburg man now faces multiple tentative charges, including first-degree reckless homicide. The need for affordable child care in southern Wisconsin continues to be a struggle for many Wisconsinites.
So the Henry Vilas Zoo is stepping up to the plate to help out. Jalen Banks joins us and shares how it's doing that.
The Henry Vilas Zoo is known as a place for families to come and enjoy a day of fun with animals. But since the pandemic, they have opened their doors to families in need of child care. The COVID-19 pandemic changed the world as we know and forced us all to adapt. Birthed from school shutting down and because of the virus came the Zoo After School Program, or ZAP. Jess Thompson, an education coordinator at the zoo, says they turned unused buildings at the time into classrooms. And with child care still scarce in Dane County, an affordable option is in high demand.
As we see need just increasing and more parents want a place for their families and for their kids to come and have a safe and engaging place to be after school.
The zoo, along with Dane County, offers scholarships to lower the cost for families and anticipate more requests for them if the CARES Act money for child care runs out. A special session called by Governor Evers to address affordable child care and availability will take place Wednesday, September 20th.
The Wisconsin State Park sticker system might get a makeover. This week, lawmakers at the state capitol introduced a bill to change the DNR annual passes. Currently, passes cover a full calendar year, but under the new proposal, if you bought a sticker in June, it would be valid until the following June, not just the remaining 6 months of the year. Coming up, the State Department of Transportation is looking for your input on an upcoming construction project.
Plus, a new housing development north of Dane County is looking to attract buyers looking for a place to call home. We're back after this.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are Stamilt red cherries, just $2.48 a pound. Smithfield bacon, just $2.99. And buy 2, get 1 free on select Pepsi products. All week long at Hy-Vee.
Does our foam insulation work? Listen to this.
The power in the neighborhood was out for 2 days in 95-degree weather. My thermostat only went up 3 degrees, and that's even with letting the dog in and out. It was very comfortable here.
And her savings were more than the insulation costs.
If you want to save money on your power bills, get USA Insulation. It makes a huge difference.
USA Insulation.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get $7,500 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are 8-ounce Hy-Vee Choice Reserve New York strips, just $6.99. Red Baron pizza, just $2.88. And Yoplait yogurt, just 54 cents. All week long at Hy-Vee.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A housing development in Poynette could raise the village tax base by more than $90 million, and it promises to bring more than just an economic boost. But it's more than just an economic impact, according to the village administrator, Craig Mallon. They believe the village of 2,500 offers something you cannot find in large cities like Madison or Milwaukee.
That project going on up there, you're going to be able to tell that it's different. And you're going to have architecture that's really thought through and is not cookie cutter.
Mallon tells News 3 Now the American dream is alive in Poynette with this new development, a new coffee shop and a new elementary school. The first phase of construction is wrapping up, with new owners expected to move in by the end of this month.
Dane County purchasing 625 acres near Verona for the Sugar River Wildlife Area. County Executive Joe Parisi joined the Land and Water Resources Department today to make the announcement. It is the largest conservation acquisition Dane County has made to date. And once restored, future land covered will include prairie, savanna, wetland, and woodlands.
This is accessible to everyone. For those of us who fish and hike and hunt out here, we see just people from all over Madison. Every sort of economic diversity, ethnic diversity. This is not a playground for the Madison elite.
Future plans for the park include trails, canoe, and kayak access on the Sugar River and gravel parking areas. A resolution for Dane County to purchase that property will be introduced at Thursday night's county board meeting. The Wisconsin DOT wants to hear from you on planned improvements of the Highway 39 bridge over the Mineral Point branch of the Pecatonica River in Mineral Point. The plan is to replace the bridge, reconstruct some asphalt, and some guardrails. This project isn't scheduled to start until 2028, but the highway would be closed and detoured around the area for the duration of that construction. They want some feedback. For more information on the project and where to send your questions or comments, go to this story. It's linked at channel3000.com. And still ahead at 6, how the Milwaukee Bucks are giving you the chance to try out those golden pipes of yours.
Mine?
Yours.
Plus, for most parents, getting children to eat their vegetables is easier said than done. What health experts say you can do to get your child to eat their greens.
And we could see some fall-like temperatures later tonight. Jacob has a complete forecast after a short break.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
Summer fun means one thing. It's time to visibly say goodbye to crow's feet, fine lines, wrinkles, and under-eye bags, and say hello to smooth, beautiful, younger-looking skin in 10 minutes with Plexiderm.
Oh my God, I can't believe I have no lines in my face. I'm like 20 years younger.
Plexiderm smooths away wrinkles without foundation, without color makeup, and without expensive procedures. And it works in 10 minutes. Plus, the results last up to 10 hours. And best of all, you could try it for only $14.95 this summer.
This isn't the first time I've been on TV raving about this product. It's amazing. My friends, my family, they can't believe it. There's been creams, there's been lotions. Nothing works like this.
We were away on vacation. If you go down to the islands, they always want to take you in a booth and put some stuff on you. And my husband said, boy, that stuff really works. And I said, I washed this off hours ago. This is Plexiderm. This is what works.
When I tried Plexiderm the first time, my daughter said, oh, Dad, did you get a haircut? And I said, no, I tried this Plexiderm product out. Oh, you look so much younger. I said, oh, thank you.
The instant results are from naturally based silicates found in shell clay. Once applied, your skin tightens and firms, rapidly reducing under eye bags and wrinkles from view in minutes. The science is incredible, but the results are even better.
Yeah, this looks really good. All these lines are gone. Amazing. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I look amazing. It's like so full of myself.
I've had under eye bags for a very long time, and it sucks. Finally, I tried something called Plexiderm. I put it on my face, and I'm not joking. It works.
So take action this summer and pack up your under eye bags and wrinkles and put them on vacation with Plexiderm. Try our summertime special and get it for only $14.95. Plus, get free shipping. Visit plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Donate blood at Stoughton Health's upcoming blood drive on August 18th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. The event will be hosted at our Community Health and Wellness Center. Sign up online at bloodcenter.org.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
Just a reminder, we want to make sure every child in Dane County is set up for success this school year. We are partnering with the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County to collect school supplies now through Friday. You can drop off supplies at our studio here at News 3 Now or any Metcalf's or Walgreens location. Boys and Girls Club is looking for all kinds of items, including boxes of markers, pencils, and highlighters, pencil cases, notebooks, folders, as well as backpacks, headphones, tissues, hand sanitizer, and much more. You can find a link to their back-to-school wish list on Amazon, and you can donate that way through this story on channel3000.com/backtoschool.
Of course, eating a balanced meal is critical to the health of children, but a report released this year from the CDC shows more than half of children in 20 states didn't eat a vegetable daily the week before they were studied. To increase intake, health experts say to offer vegetables early and often, since kids take their cues from parents. Lead by example by eating balanced meals yourself and make vegetables a normal part of each meal so kids can expect to see them on their plate each day.
Just put a piece or two of something on their plate and do that every night repeatedly. So they start to learn, hey, this is normal. This is what we're having. Everyone's trying it together.
For older children, they say try to change up your cooking, add seasoning, dips, or arrange vegetables in a creative way. Highland says hiding veggies in a puree or a smoothie is okay, but she says you should tell your kids that you're doing it.
Well, you'll be able to turn off the AC and open some windows tonight. Here's Jacob with a complete look at the forecast.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty chilly overnight, and really the next couple of days are, well, during the middle of the day it may get a little bit warm, but for the most part it's going to be very comfortable the next couple of days. But next week, unfortunately, we are going to see those temperatures start to get pretty hot with highs likely in the lower 90s with the heat index values near the mid 90s. As far as rainfall goes, we are going to be dry for the most part. We do have a chance of rain Wednesday night into Thursday morning, but other than that, we aren't going to see much. Current radar showing very dry conditions. Really, that's been the case throughout the entire day. And for the next 24 hours, we are going to remain dry with mostly clear skies tonight, and then we are going to continue to see clear skies for the early portion of the day tomorrow. The rainfall Wednesday night likely won't move into our area until well after sunset, probably even after midnight. But for the far northern counties, you folks may see some showers and storms before midnight, but the rest of our area will see some light rain, maybe some pockets of heavy rain during the overnight hours and into early Thursday morning. We may continue to see some very light lingering flurries around sunrise Thursday, but even as early as 7 a.m., we probably are going to be mostly dry. And then by the late morning and afternoon, we're going to see dry conditions again. So most of the rain Wednesday night will happen during the overnight hours, and the temperatures aren't really going to change all that much with the rainfall. Looking at the low temperatures for tonight, a lot of our area dropping into the 50s, not too far off from the average low this time of year. Now looking at the high temperatures tomorrow, definitely get out and enjoy the weather if you can. Sunshine, highs around 80 degrees. Some areas may stay in the upper 70s, but it's going to be very nice tomorrow. And for the most part, Thursday will be nice as well, with maybe an early shower. Temperatures may be a bit cooler compared to tomorrow, with highs in the mid 70s, but once again, very comfortable, especially during those afternoon hours, with the exception of possibly some chilly temperatures overnight. But unfortunately, next week we are going to see the temperatures warm up with well above average temperatures here in Madison. Now, the good news is that the temperatures are starting to trend downward just a little bit compared to what we had forecasted for a couple of days ago. We will likely see high temperatures reach the 90s at some point, but we likely aren't going to see the actual temperatures get into the mid 90s. Now, it is going to be humid, so the heat index values could easily get into the mid 90s, probably not close to 100, unlike what we saw a few weeks ago, but it is going to be pretty warm for several days. Saturday will be the first day it starts to warm up, then we'll see high temperatures in the lower 90s. Now, if you were expecting temperatures warmer than that, well, I would say I'm sorry, but I'm sure a lot of people are a little bit glad that we're going to stay in the lower 90s. It's still a bit uncertain just how things will develop, so it is possible if things change, we could see warmer temperatures, but still going to be pretty hot nonetheless, especially with the humidity. We will see those heat index values in the mid 90s, but the good news is that we are going to see temperatures cool off towards the end of next week, with high temperatures possibly back in the upper 70s.
Do you think you're a good singer? How about singing in front of a crowd of thousands of Milwaukee Bucks fans? Well, now you'll have a chance to prove that. The Bucks will hold auditions next month to select national anthem singers for the upcoming season. Auditions will be held in person at Fiserv Forum September 11th. There are 3 time slots for auditions: 8 to 10, 12 to 1, and 4 to 7. Candidates will audition in the order that they arrive. No pre-registration is required.
And coming up in sports, the polls are out, where the Wisconsin volleyball team sits to begin the year. Here's a hint, not too far from where they want to finish. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dust and debris can leave your carpets, upholstery, and more looking dull and dirty. Stanley Steamer certified technicians can remove the buildup and restore your home to a cleaner and healthier space. For a fresh start this season, call or go online to schedule your deep cleaning with Stanley Steamer today.
You and running have been together for a while now. Fact is, so has Morgan's Good Form Running. We're here to help runners achieve their goals and push their limits in every sport or adventure they pursue. That kind of performance demands real innovations in technology, shape, and fit.
And we're experts in all of it, so no matter why you run, your best race starts here.
Morgan's Good Form Running, Hilldale.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet, like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains, designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about hot savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 23% off gutters or insulation with any full siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Now's the time for cleaner indoor air with an air duct cleaning from Stanley Steamer. You've known us for carpet cleaning, but we've been cleaning air ducts for over 20 years. We do things the right way, cleaning your entire system. So if you need an air duct cleaning, call 1-800-STEAMER today.
Team up right here in the 608 to give cancer the boot.
Tomorrow, Josh rounds up ways you can help support the Dane and Rock County Relay for Life.
And we do have mild temperatures for now, but we will be cranking up the heat into the weekend tomorrow between 4:30 and 7.
We're less than a week away from Wisconsin volleyball's lone tune-up against UIC, and then the matches count, and it's on to Minneapolis for the Big Ten Big 12 Challenge. And as expected, big things are expected from the reigning conference champs. The Badgers enter the year ranked second behind only Texas in the first poll of the season. UW is one of 6 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25. Remember, they finished last season ranked 5th in the country. At this point, it's set in stone that Tanner Mordecai will be Wisconsin's starting quarterback come week 1. But what about the future of the program? Well, it appears the Badgers' QB1 in waiting is redshirt freshman Braden Locke. This season's backup quarterback has already caught the eye of offensive coordinator Phil Longo. And what he's seen so far in fall camp is a brilliant signal caller that could be the future face of Wisconsin football.
I'm hard on Braden. Braden is super intelligent, knows the offense as well as anybody. His mistakes are not the simple things. His mistakes are some of the more progressive things that we're trying to do.
You know, he is just constantly on me to perfect my craft, and that's what makes him who he is. Just because we throw a completion or we have a big play, like, let's not be fooled by the result. Like, what is there something here that could have been better?
Another day, another watch list for Muma Njongmeta, which, if you're keeping track at home, this is number 3 for the Badger inside linebacker. Today, he was named to the Lombardi Award watch list, which is given annually to the college football player who exemplifies the character of Hall of Fame head coach Vince Lombardi while dominating on the field. Kickoff for Wisconsin's homecoming game against Rutgers looks to be set. College football insider Brett McMurphy is reporting that the October 7th game will be televised on Peacock and kickoff at 11 o'clock. The Badgers are a perfect 4-0 all-time against the Scarlet Knights. And after finishing 3rd last season in the conference, the Wisconsin women's soccer team is picked to finish 5th in the Big Ten this year behind Penn State, Northwestern, Rutgers, and Michigan State. Badgers open up the year on Thursday against Kansas. If you're not ready for all this, too late. Buckle up, we're here.
Fall sports season is upon us, and the weather feels almost fall-like tonight.
Yeah, and it's going to remain fall-like for the next couple of days, but then it will be feeling like summer again for the weekend and next week with high temperatures near 90 degrees for possibly several straight days to start next week. But as far as rainfall goes, you know, we have a chance of rain Wednesday night into Thursday, but both of the days will be pretty dry. And for the most part, we're going to remain dry for the next 10 days with the temperatures looking like a roller coaster because we'll be back in the upper 70s by the end of next week.
All right, Jacob, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Have a great evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.